10 UK cities that are falling apart before our eyes. Britain is home to some of the world's most iconic cities, but not all of them are thriving. In fact, many are slowly collapsing under the pressure of economic decline, political neglect, and deteriorating infrastructure. As investment funnels into a few elite areas, other cities are left behind, forgotten by Westminster, ignored by the media, and abandoned by industry. This isn't about failing high streets or temporary setbacks. These are entire UK cities that are falling apart before our eyes, where boarded-up shops, crumbling housing, and social disillusionment reveal something far more serious: a national urban crisis. The phrase, UK cities that are falling apart before our eyes, isn't just a headline. It's the lived experience of millions across post-industrial towns and economically sidelined communities. 10 Londonderry, Northern Ireland. Derry, or Londonderry, remains one of the UK's most socio-economically challenged cities. The scars of conflict run deep, and despite a vibrant cultural scene and tourism growth, the city continues to struggle. Youth unemployment is high. Poverty affects nearly 1 in 3 households. Political tensions, compounded by Brexit and Northern Ireland's unstable power-sharing arrangement, further delay progress. Many young people leave for Belfast or Dublin due to a lack of local opportunity and stable employment. Derry has immense creative and historical potential, including a thriving arts community and cultural festivals, but it needs sustained investment, social, political, and economic, to avoid becoming a permanent symbol of neglect. Residents are eager for change, but government attention has been inconsistent. 9. Preston, England. Once a thriving hub of engineering and trade, Preston has struggled to reinvent itself. Though central Lancashire has seen some growth, Preston feels left out of the conversation. Retail outlets have fled the city centre, nightlife has diminished, and job creation lags behind neighbouring areas like Manchester. Regeneration has been attempted, but critics argue it lacks vision and scale, with limited benefit to working-class communities. Preston does have promise. Its university continues to grow, and nearby transport connections are strong. But locals often feel the city is overlooked, underfunded, and in need of bolder, more inclusive ideas. Residents say change is long overdue, and fear continued stagnation without action. 8. Sheffield, England. Sheffield markets itself as a green and innovative city, but outside of its university bubble and central development zones, many areas are crumbling. Neighbourhoods like Page Hall and Parson Cross report poor housing, underfunded schools, and rising crime. The city's industrial legacy remains in rusting factories and polluted land. Community groups are active and passionate, but often lack the resources to drive real change. While investment has flowed into the digital sector, it hasn't reached the city's most deprived communities. Inequality between districts is growing, and residents fear that regeneration is leaving too many behind. Parts of the city feel forgotten, even as cranes rise elsewhere. 7. Burnley, England. Burnley remains one of the most deprived urban centres in England. The decline of the textile industry devastated its economy, and today it battles long-term unemployment, poor public health, and low educational achievement. Former mills now stand as empty monuments to a more prosperous past. Despite efforts to repurpose them into low-cost housing or business spaces, revitalisation has been slow. Public transport is limited, isolating residents from wider regional opportunities. While community pride and grassroots initiatives are strong, many believe that outside perception of Burnley holds back investment. Locals insist the town deserves more than its stereotypes suggest. They're tired of promises without delivery and want meaningful economic support. 6. Newport, Wales. Newport has long lived in the shadow of Cardiff. Once home to steelworks and a bustling port, the city now faces economic stagnation and disrepair. High streets have emptied out, homelessness has become more visible, and public amenities continue to suffer from funding cuts. Young people leave in droves, citing limited career opportunities and an uninspiring cityscape. Although there are murmurs of regeneration along the riverfront and some university-led innovation, many residents describe Newport as a city frozen in decline, left behind by both the Welsh Assembly and Westminster. Without sustained political will, progress feels out of reach. 5. Aberdeen, Scotland. Once dubbed the oil capital of Europe, Aberdeen is now facing an identity crisis. As North Sea oil production slows, thousands of jobs have vanished. While glassy new offices dot the skyline, economic inequality is widening. Areas like Torry and Seaton suffer from poor housing, underfunded schools, and rising unemployment. Public services have been cut, and many middle-class families are relocating south in search of opportunity. The cost of living remains high despite declining job quality. Efforts to diversify into renewables and research tech are underway, but they've yet to deliver widespread change. The energy legacy, while powerful, now weighs heavy on a city in transition. 4. Wolverhampton, England. A core part of the once mighty Black Country, Wolverhampton now struggles to shake its post-industrial stagnation. Abandoned buildings, a high street in retreat, and worsening drug problems make it feel like a city paused in time. Despite its proximity to Birmingham, Wolverhampton hasn't benefited from the same level of investment. Youth services have been cut, public transport is erratic, and property values remain low. Locals often describe it as stuck in the 90s, and not in a nostalgic way. The City Council has announced revitalisation projects, but residents question their ambition. Many believe Wolverhampton needs a full economic rethink, not just a facelift. The local economy needs fresh energy to truly rebound. 3. Sunderland, England. Once renowned for shipbuilding and coal, Sunderland has become symbolic of urban decay in Britain. While the Nissan plant remains a key employer, it hasn't offset the collapse of other industries. City centre shops are boarded up, and infrastructure, from roads to public buildings, shows visible neglect. Crime rates have climbed steadily in recent years, and civic confidence is low. Many residents feel Sunderland has been overlooked in the government's much-touted levelling up agenda. Though some tech and university investments show potential, without wide-scale regeneration, Sunderland risks becoming one of the UK cities that are falling apart before our eyes, lost between nostalgia and neglect. Hope exists, but it's wearing thin. 2. Hull, England. Hull, officially Kingston upon Hull, once thrived as a major fishing and shipping hub. Today, it is a striking example of how post-industrial UK cities can spiral into decline. Despite a brief moment in the spotlight as the UK City of Culture in 2017, Hull's momentum quickly faded. High streets sit half empty, homelessness has surged, and public transport links are minimal. Local wages remain among the lowest in the UK, and service cuts continue to impact healthcare and education. There is still creative energy here, art collectives, indie cafes and cultural festivals, but they struggle against broader systemic decline and limited local funding. Hull needs more than culture. It needs consistent capital and jobs. 1. Bradford, England. Once a booming textile powerhouse, Bradford is now one of the UK's most struggling cities. While it boasts a rich industrial past and a vibrant multicultural population, its present is marred by deprivation, low employment and stalled development. Bradford consistently ranks among the lowest in educational outcomes and household income. Victorian-era architecture lies derelict, and many regeneration plans never make it past the planning phase. Youth unemployment remains alarmingly high, despite the city having one of the youngest populations in Europe. There's hope in its upcoming UK City of Culture 2025 title, but that will only matter if it leads to sustainable investment and real opportunities for local people. Without structural changes, the city risks further decline, not recovery. From Yorkshire to Ulster, these UK cities that are falling apart before our eyes reflect a troubling reality, a country divided by postcode, politics, and economic priority. While regeneration is possible, it requires more than promises. It needs political will, equitable funding, and an acknowledgement that Britain cannot thrive if large swaths of its population are left behind. These cities aren't just footnotes, they are warnings, and unless action follows awareness, more will join this growing list of UK cities that are falling apart before our eyes. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn